Alright, so let's follow up from last time where I was having difficulties with the circular reference. So what I want to show you is how I clean this up. First thing I did is I took out the thetas, the angles and slip lanes from here. I don't think that's critical, but I just wanted to clean this up and just put in constants. Alright, so we still have the critical shear here. We have the angle for the slip, and under variables, this is where I went and I went back and I redefined this as slip in the 1-2 direction, the components of the normals on that slip plane. So these are just my cosine direction components. So you have to go back and update this such that you have S1, M1, etc., etc. And then the key part was I just got rid of the chi, and I wrote this variable a little differently. So this is the applied, you can think of this as the applied shear, okay, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to get introduced into the PDE. The true tau is here, and this tau will either be equal to the applied tau or it will be 0. Here's how I do that, or you can look at it down here. So if the applied tau is greater than tau c, or the applied tau is less than the negative, that means that you're at or above the yield of the material, and this becomes non-zero. Right? Otherwise, this will be 0 and it will be fully linear elastic. So that means that your stress has not reached the critical stress. Okay. So when I do that and I just solve this, I get this solution. Now the first thing to point out here is, if you remember last time, this dislocation density was closer to about 1.2. So now it's reduced. So that's meaning you have to put more energy in to generate dislocations, and so there's not as much present. Right? We can check that. Let's try checking that again. Let's say that this is a larger yield stress, 1 order of magnitude larger. Let's resolve it, and this should go down. So let's see what we get. Yes, and you see here significantly lower plastic zone, and the magnitude is smaller, 0.3. Alright, so that solves that. So in the final video, I will put in some numbers that you can use for this project, and wrap up a few loose ends.